What's up, everybody? Welcome to Political Fight Club. I'm your host, Robert Durden, and this episode is about two Democrats that are doing good things. I don't say that often on this show, but I want to give some shout-outs and some credit to some guys that are doing good work recently. First one is a guy I've talked about on the show before. His name's Charles Booker. He ran for Senate against Amy McGrath in an attempt to take out Mitch McConnell in these last elections. And McGrath spent over $100 million, I think it was $110 million, to take out Booker and then get her ass whooped by Mitch McConnell. I mean, imagine spending, $1/10 billion only to be publicly horsewhipped by Mitch McConnell. Nice choice you went with there, Democrats. So Booker, I think, would have had a much better shot at McConnell had he not been kind of screwed in the primaries, which there was some fuckery going on where they closed down some voting places in places where they knew people would likely be voting for Booker, like Lexington and Louisville were going to go heavily Booker, they thought, over McGrath. So a lot of the areas around there had like voting booths closed. But I digress. He has a shot at running at Rand Paul in 2022, and I've been trying to convince him to do so, but he doesn't, I don't know him or anything, but I've been tweeting at him to do it, and it looks like he's going to do it. Now, he launched an exploratory committee for Senate weeks ago. I think it was like 3 weeks ago, and I didn't do an episode on him then because I didn't know if he was actually going to do it or not. Who's to say? But today he is doing a rally with Bernie Sanders in Kentucky, and this solidifies it in my mind. He's going to run against Rand Paul, and they may even announce it today. So I'm not watching it. It might even be happening right now as we speak. But look for Charles Booker to be running for Senate against Rand Paul soon. So run, Charles, run, please, please. You have a very good chance of, at least taking a stab at him, as long as they don't throw another McGrath in the mix, which I don't think they're going to be able to. I think Charles has too much name recognition now, and he'll get a lot more donations now that people know him. So I think that he'll probably do very well. Second hero of the day is going to be Thomas Frank, who is a writer. He was on Crystal and Kyle and Friends, and I'm sorry, I called him Thomas Mann when I was talking about that show earlier in a different episode, so I apologize. That's an actor. Thomas Frank is who I meant. And he went on Bill Maher's show and absolutely fustigated Bill Maher. So if you guys haven't seen Bill Maher lately, that's okay. I haven't watched him in 10 years, but he's gotten really, really to become a mouthpiece for rich white liberals over the age of 55 that are Democrats, or I said liberals, but that's what he is. He says the things out loud that a lot of these uppity neo-libs that have a ton of money and don't really care about the status quo changing think in the back of their minds but will never say. He's just this snide little sack of shit that says all those thoughts out loud. That's what Bill Maher is nowadays. And Thomas Frank knows a ton about Bill Clinton, and Bill Maher went in defense of Bill Clinton on the show recently, and he was talking about how progressives are unfair with him, and he wasn't that bad. That's not something you want to say around Thomas Frank, man. So he absolutely destroyed Bill Maher, and he did it in a way that I would recommend if anybody ever starts to build up Bill Clinton around you. This is the way you destroy it. There's 3 things you have to remember, and I think Frank hits on all of them. He definitely hits on 2 of them. The 2 main ones are going to be NAFTA, which Hillary Clinton lost her presidency because of the Clintons' reputation and their legacy on NAFTA and TPP. That's enough. That happened under Clinton. And then the crime bill is the other thing, because that basically got systemic racism and the private prison industry started in this country. Not started, but made the matters much, much worse. So that the racial divide there is definitely on Clinton. And then the last thing you got to talk about is Wall Street deregulation, which is he repealed Glass-Steagall. Glass-Steagall was a law from the 30s that separated investment banking and commercial banking, and when he repealed that, it was a huge deregulation of Wall Street, amongst other things. So Thomas Frank mentions all these things, and Bill Maher was out on his feet. I mean, he was done. He doesn't know how to handle somebody that knows Clinton better than he does, because all he's ever done is just worship at the feet of Clinton. He's never critiqued him. He's there to worship people like the Clintons. So it was nice to see Frank go in there and be like, no, actually, Bill, if it weren't for NAFTA decimating the Midwest, the private prison industry and all these things being caused by the crime bill. And there were numerous other things. I think there's like the Telecommunications Act, but the main ones I want you guys to remember is always going to be like outsourcing, NAFTA, crime bill, and deregulation of Wall Street by repealing Glass-Steagall. And that was game, set, match, dude. Bill Maher got KO'd. So props to Thomas Frank on that, setting the record straight and laying out Bill Maher and his nonsense. It's always nice to see Bill Maher get taken down because he really doesn't know what he's talking about, but he talks like he does. And so people seem to trust him, at least over the age of 50 or 60. But that's who he's appealing to, guys. That's all he is. He's a clown, and he got exposed here by somebody who actually knows his shit. Thomas Frank followed the rules of Fight Club, and Bill Maher got his neoliberal teeth kicked in. Good riddance. Bravo, and Charles Booker, please do run for Senate against Rand Paul. Please, please. I don't know if you'll ever see this video, but please run. You have a good chance. You have a better chance than you did this last time, so please run. Anyway, keep fighting the good fight out there, guys. Talk to you later.